Sistema Winnipeg is an inclusive after-school orchestral program that focuses on children with the fewest resources and greatest need, and is delivered at no cost to participants on Sunday, November 15th at 2:30 p.m., St. John's College at the University of Manitoba, 92 Dysart Road. There is a fundraiser for Winnipeg's branch of this El Sistema model that began in Venezuela from Jose Abreu with 11 students in an underground parking garage, and now has grown to a membership of over 300,000 kids per year globally. Amazing. And we have Neil Middleton, VP of Marketing and Development from the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, to tell us all about Sunday's festivity. So, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
It's always a pleasure, always. So, tell us, how did Winnipeg start its Sistema program?
You know, this program, as you said, it got its start in Venezuela, in some of the very poor neighborhoods outside of the major cities, as really a social development program, and it was incredibly powerful, and has been going on for a long time. And people, maybe the most famous name to come out of it is Gustavo Dudamel, who is a graduate of the Sistema program and went on to become, one of the most famous conductors in the world right now. And this was before my time with the symphony, but some of the people at the symphony, in partnership with Seven Oaks School District and the Winnipeg School District, were trying to figure out what would be an interesting project, and they realized Sistema might actually be ideal for some of the neighborhoods that we have in Winnipeg. We have some of the poorest neighborhoods in the country, in this city, where you have kids that are in sort of similar circumstances as other places where Sistema has had incredible impact. So about 5 years ago, we kicked the program off with one small little group of 30 kids, and over the last 5 years have grown it to 120 kids.
Wow.
in two schools, in Elwick and Prince Edward. We have kids who've now been in the program for 5 years, and they're going to be performing on Sunday. They're called our Beethoven Orchestra.
Excellent.
They're amazing to watch. These kids, they love playing, and they listen closely. There's this one little cellist that I love to watch play. She kind of closes her eyes and tucks her head into her instrument and listens to that sound with a focus that reminds me of any young musician I've ever dealt with. And so it's very powerful on this musical level, but then it's got this incredible social change. What the program is the daily intensive music education, 3 hours a day.
Wow.
For the members, every day after school program, 3:30 to 6:30.
Wow.
Yeah, we give them a little snack. There's some fun activities, and then there's a pile of music making. And when the kids first join the program, it's a little bit crazy. A lot of these kids don't have a pile of structure in their life, and what they slowly learn is how to fit into that structure of daily musical practice, and it's got that sort of meditative discipline to it.
Well, Jose Abreu, I'm just going to give everybody out there a quote from him in terms of what his vision was. He said that music has to be recognized as an agent of social development in the highest sense, because it transmits the highest values: solidarity, harmony, mutual compassion, and has the ability to unite an entire community and to express sublime feelings like the intangible. When I was a kid, music totally saved me. And I know I was reading Gustavo Dudamel's kind of diatribe, well, the opposite of diatribe, right? He wasn't angrily talking about it. He was absolutely testifying to its value in his life, saying that music, he began in a Sistema sort of program. And he says, without it, my life would not have been saved. Like, not just he wouldn't be a musician, but he wouldn't be a human being,
Yeah.
So what's the age group of the kids that we're talking about?
So right now our program is elementary school kids.
Yeah.
And with a few, what do you call that? Not high school. What's between elementary and high school?
Junior high.
Junior high.
Right.
With a few junior high students. And we're working on developing our next 3-year plan to figure out how we're going to get it into a high school program and into a full orchestra program. So right now it's a string orchestra and a choir program. And I just wanted to, it's interesting because it's easy to explain what we do, and it's easy to explain the music and understand, it's important to have music in our life. But over the last year, there was a researcher from the University of Manitoba was following the students and tracking how they did on a bunch of child development scores. And these kids go from having some of the lowest attendance rates, school attendance rates, to hitting average, going above average, because they have to go to school to go to Sistema.
Right.
And then their marks start to follow. And their marks go from being at the bottom of the pile to average and above average. And then they start developing these social skills, because they're learning to play with others in an orchestra, learning to sing with others in a choir. And they go from having social challenges with social interaction to becoming leaders in their class. And then it spills over outside of them to their families, and their families realize, there's something going on here. My kid is really getting something out of this school. We're going to figure out how to stay put in this neighborhood and make sure that they stay in this school. And then they start coming to school because they start coming to concerts and they start meeting these teachers. It's like, sends shivers down my spine just telling this story. And then they start to volunteer in their community and become more engaged. And then we have a whole community social change program happening. It's an incredibly powerful program. So this Sunday, we're going to have a little concert.
Right, tell us
raise a
what's
little bit of
happening.
support for this.
That's great.
And what we have is we have a number of musicians from the Winnipeg Symphony. Alexander Mickelthwate, Elise Lavallée, Karl Stobbe, Chris Lee are all donating their services to perform in this concert.
That's great.
Performing a whole variety of things. For those of you who haven't heard Alexander play, he's going to be playing Beethoven's Appassionata Sonata.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful. I heard him play some of it a little earlier, and he has a really beautiful interpretation. We also have Camerata Nova is going to be coming and performing a piece by Andrew Balfour. We have All the King's Men chorus.
Right.
Singing,
those guys are great.
Yeah. They're going to be singing some Elgar,
Excellent.
which will be really fun. And Julian Pellicano, who's our resident conductor at the symphony, also a virtuoso accordionist.
Yes.
And percussionist.
Yes.
And Julian does so many different things.
He does.
So he's pulling out the accordion to play with Elise and Karl, which will be really fun.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's going to be just a really nice mix of a variety of things. They're doing some Piazzolla, so you're going to get some straight ahead classicals, some lighter, funner stuff, and it's going to be a really fun Sunday afternoon concert.
That'll be super, super, I'm sure. Okay, so what else can people do to help Sistema? Say if they can't make it on Sunday, again, for those of you who would like to go, check out the WSO's website, www.wso.ca, and you can find information about Sunday's event. Tickets are $50, and it's at St. John's College at the U of M, which is a different venue for you guys.
Yeah. St. John's has graciously agreed to host this. They're hosting a reception following the concert.
Great.
Where we'll have a couple of little silent auction pieces. We have a beautiful print from Miriam Rudolph and
nice.
A couple other goodies that'll be up for auction. So it'll be a really nice thing. As I said, all of the musicians are donating their services. So that $50 ticket, all of the proceeds go straight to Sistema Winnipeg, and there's no cost. We have no cost in putting on this concert, so we're grateful to everybody that's donating their services.
That's incredible.
And the other way is quite easily, you can donate. It costs about $3,000 to put a student through the program for a year, which is an amazing number, because we've been talking with some of the music, with some of the education people, some of the superintendents, and what they compare this to is what it would cost to put a kid through special ed for a year.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the kids come out of this program, and what we're basically doing is steering them out of a lot of the other more serious interventions that happen in high school that start to cost about $10,000 a year to have a student going through special ed. So much easier to teach them a skill, a discipline, and sort of an approach to life that they're going to carry with them for the rest of their life than to have to try and help students overcome challenges when they become older and get into high school and then get out of high school.
Yeah. Well, camaraderie, community is everything in music, and it really helps so many of us as these, crazy fringe artist kids who sometimes we don't get the real world. I mean, I'm there sometimes. I'm in my 30s and I'm still struggling, but it's one of those beautiful moments when you see a group of kids who, little miscreants, just getting together and making some magical sounds together.
I didn't say, but also the Sistema, the Beethoven Orchestra is performing, and the Sistema Kid Choir is performing as well. So you'll get to hear what the kids have been up to for the first couple months of the year.
Are they performing with the musicians of the WSO, or are they performing on their own?
They're performing on their own, and because everybody performs at slightly different levels here. So
Yeah.
they'll be performing a couple of their favorites. I won't give away what they're performing. And
Okay.
then the WSO musicians are performing some of their favorite pieces.
That will be really fun. So if you need to buy tickets, again, go to the WSO's website, www.wso.ca. This concert is Sunday, the 15th, 2:30 p.m., St. John's College, 92 Dysart Road. Neil Middleton, VP of Marketing and Development at the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. It is always a pleasure to see you, and thank you so much for coming in and joining us and letting us know on everything that is Winnipeg Sistema.
It's my pleasure. This program, it's sort of our internal charity. The symphony's a charity, and then this is like our little pet project, because it's something that we can do that makes a huge difference in our city, and we're really incredibly proud to support it. I will just throw in that for people that don't like to buy things online, you can also call our box office at 204-949-3999.
Thank you very much for that, Neil. All right. Hey, well, speaking of a little bit of Elgar, why don't we play you out on a little Salut d'amour, a little salute to love from Elgar Gilshaham and the Orpheus Chamber Orchestra. Neil Middleton, thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Jo. You're here in the Diamond Lane on Classic 107.